Hey everyone, welcome back to Reddit Rewinds, the channel where the strangest and creepiest stories from the internet come to life. Today's story is about a man who discovers that every animal on Earth fears him, except for one. And trust me, the reason why will chill you to the bone. Animals are terrified of me, except for one. I've never really liked animals. Dogs, cats, birds. They've always just seemed like messy, smelly nuisances. Not something I wanted as a pet, or even wanted to be around for very long. Which is why I considered myself lucky. Whenever I visited friends with pets, they always seemed to avoid me, huh? That's weird. Jack is usually so excited to see guests. My girlfriend Shelby said the first time I visited her place, her dog bolted under the bed the second I stepped inside. Same thing happened in my uncle's house. I'd go near his guinea pig cage, and they'd all squeal and scramble to the far corner. Maybe you just smell bad, my uncle would tease. When I went fishing with my grandfather, he'd catch nothing while I was in the boat. But the moment I left, he'd reel them in. At the beach, flocks of seagulls would harass everyone else. But none ever came within 10 meters of my towel. Thought I was just lucky till I came face to face with a black bear. I had stepped away from camp to smoke when the bear appeared. My brain went haywire. Do I make myself look big? Do I run? I was sure I'd die, but in its glassy eyes, I saw more fear than my own. The bear trembled, locked eyes with me, and ran away like I was death itself. That's when I realized every animal feared me. I tested my theory at a petting farm. The pigs panicked, squealed, piled into the corner, desperate to escape. The farmer dragged me out, furious. I don't know what it is, but something dark is attached to you. Get out and don't come back. It reminded me of something from years ago. When I was a teen, my brother, Shelby, and I were into the occult. Ouija boards, haunted antique shops, rituals. Once we visited a spiritual shop. The old woman working there froze when she saw us, then shouted, "Get out." She wasn't yelling at my friends. She was staring straight at me. Back then, I brushed it off. Cared if animals ran away, or if some witch didn't want me in her shop. It wasn't hurting me, but that changed when Shelby and I moved in together. At first, it was roadkill. More and more dead animals littered the streets around our apartment. Squirrels, raccoons, then an entire deer just outside the front door. Then came the smell. Every night, Shelby would wake and complain. "You smell like a wet dog," she said. She'd always noticed it, even years ago. But lately, it had grown unbearable. No matter how much I showered, how much cologne I used, the stench always came back. Soon, we started finding animal fur in our bed, scratch marks near the doors. We set up cameras. They vanished overnight without a trace. That's when the tension between us began, and then it happened. I woke at 3 a.m. to footsteps in the living room. I reached out. Shelby was in bed beside me. The steps grew closer. A figure appeared in the doorway. I shouted her name, and suddenly the lights flicked on. Shelby was standing there, but then, who was in bed next to me? I ripped off the blanket. A half-eaten wolf corpse lay there, blood soaking our sheets, guts spilling like spaghetti. We fled in horror. After that, we stayed with Shelby's parents. When the cleaning crew cleared the apartment, I returned with my brother Isaac to grab our belongings. "Okay?" He rested in the car while I went back inside. The smell of wet dog overwhelmed me. My head spun, and I blacked out. When I woke, it was 3 a.m. I had missed dozens of calls. Shelby's mother sobbed. "Shelby's gone. Doors are open. The camera ripped out. She's gone. It's bolted." Outside, Isaac was missing. Blood smeared across the car seat, a trail leading into the street. And then I saw it, an enormous beast, 8 feet tall, cloaked in darkness. Black fur, glowing yellow eyes, teeth shining like amber. For the first time in my life, an animal didn't fear me. It approached. My body froze in terror. But then, its gaze softened. It licked my face, whimpered like a dog, and walked past me into the shadows. I followed the trail of blood. Isaac was there, gutted, torn apart, eyes staring lifelessly at the sky dot. And then I noticed I was covered in blood. My clothes, my hands, everything. When the police arrived, they thought I killed him. Okay, they didn't believe me about the beast. I thought I'd spend the rest of my life in a cell. But this morning, I woke up back in my apartment. Not in jail, not in custody. Back here and right now, the room reeks of dog. Somewhere out there, the one animal that doesn't fear me is waiting. That ending gave me goosebumps, maybe. It was never a curse that kept animals away, but something darker, something that was always watching, waiting for the right moment to come close. What do you think? Is it really a monster stalking him, or something inside him all along? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe. Creepy, strange, and fascinating stories are posted every single day, so you'll always have something chilling to come back to.